everyone. Welcome to our reading discussion live stream. I'm thrilled to see so many book lovers here today. Whether you're a seasoned bibliophile or just discovering the joy of reading, this is the perfect place to share our thoughts and experiences. Feel free to jump in with your favorite books, recent reads, or any recommendations you have. Let's explore the wonderful world of literature together. Thank you all for being here and for such an engaging discussion about Hannah Green Gables. Now, let's transition into a broader chat about books, and I want to share a fantastic read that I've recently delved in. It's called Thinking Tools by Takuya Kizaki. This book is an absolute gem for anyone looking to spark creativity and generate new ideas. Within its pages, Kizaki presents us with 21 unique tools designed to help overcome the dreaded mental blocks we all encounter from time to time. It's like having a toolbox filled with different methods to help us think differently and approach challenges in innovative ways. One of my favorite tools introduced in Thinking Tools is called the color bus. The concept is straightforward but incredibly effective. You choose a color for the day, say red, and then, throughout your day, you actively seek out everything that is red around you. This simple exercise opens your eyes to things you might ordinarily overlook, stimulating fresh connections in your mind. It's amazing how something as uncomplicated as looking for a specific color can lead to new ideas and perspectives. What I love about this book is how it encourages you to regularly step out of your usual thought patterns and see the world with fresh eyes. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone curious about how to think outside the box, Thinking Tools provides practical methods that can seamlessly integrate into your daily life. I highly recommend giving it a read if you find yourself in need of inspiration or a creative boost. So, what are you all currently reading, or do you have any favorite tools or methods that help you when brainstorming ideas? Let's share our thoughts. Hello! I'm so glad to hear that you enjoy Anne of Avonlea. It's such a charming sequel to Anne of Green Gables and continues the delightful journey of Angelia as she navigates her life in Avonlea. In this book, we see Anne grow from a whimsical girl into a young woman, taking on the responsibilities of teaching at the local school. Her imaginative spirit and determination shine through as she faces the challenges of her new role. One of the highlights of Anne of Avonlea is the introduction of new characters, like the lovable and quirky students in Anne's classroom, as well as her continued friendship with Diana Barry and her relationship with Mariola. The evolving dynamics in these relationships add depth to the story, as we witness Anne's growth and her impact on those around her. Moreover, the book beautifully captures the themes of friendship, community, and the importance of following your dreams. It's a heartwarming read filled with memorable moments, and it's wonderful to see how Anne's enchanting personality continues to inspire readers of all ages. Is there a particular part or character from Anne of Avonlea that you love the most? I would love to hear your thoughts. Absolutely! Speaking of characters and friendships, I love how Anne and Diana share that deep bond throughout both books. Their adventures remind me of friendships we all cherish in our lives. It's incredible how literature captures these connections. Do you have a favorite friendship from any book that resonates with you? Let's share our thoughts. Favorite friendships, you say? That brings to mind so many memorable pairs in literature. When I think of beloved friendships, I can't help but think of Harry Potter and Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Their bond is a perfect example of how friendship can really influence our growth and experiences. Harry, with his brave yet often impulsive nature, contrasts beautifully with Hermione's intelligence and practicality. Together, they complement each other in ways that help them face the challenges of their world. Hermione's unwavering loyalty and support are so crucial to Harry, especially during tough times. It's inspiring to see how they uplift one another and tackle difficulties hand in hand. But let's not forget Ron Weasley. He rounds out their friendship trio and adds a unique dynamic. The way they rely on each other demonstrates that no friendship is without its trials. Remember those moments of tension and jealousy? It just goes to show that real friendships can have ups and downs, yet they ultimately strengthen the bond. I love how their friendship evolves throughout the series, from their early days on the Hogwarts Express to their brave adventures in the face of danger. It reflects how friendships can grow deeper through shared experiences, trust, and genuine understanding. So, what's fascinating about Harry, Hermione, and Ron's friendship is that it isn't just about standing together in battle. It's also about supporting each other academically and emotionally in their everyday lives. What do you think about friendships portrayed in other books? Are there any dynamic duos or trio friendships that resonate with you? I can't wait to hear your thoughts and share our favorite literary bonds. Friendship bonds, you say? That immediately makes me think of how powerful and important they are in our lives. Whether it's sharing secrets, supporting one another through challenges, or just having fun together, friends bring so much joy. One of the beautiful things about friendship is that it can transcend time and distance. Even if you don't see each other for a while, that connection can still be strong. Like in books, we often see characters who navigate their worlds, facing hardships and celebrating victories with their friends by their side. It's those moments of vulnerability and trust that truly strengthen those bonds. Do you have a friendship that has shaped who you are? I'd love to hear your stories. Speaking of powerful friendships and meaningful connections, I want to share a fantastic book that perfectly captures elements of bravery and camaraderie. It is called The Battle of Lunasis. This novel, based on the classic fantasy pulp setting, brings to life incredible battles and unforgettable characters, not unlike the friendships we see in Harry Potter. In the Battle of Lodosas, we follow a diverse group of characters, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, as they face overwhelming odds. The way they come together as a team to fight the evil that threatens their land is truly inspiring. The story is filled with moments of bravery, sacrifice, and fierce loyalty, reminding us that friendship is often forged in the heat of battle. One of the things I love about this book is how it explores the complexity of these relationships. Each character develops their own arc, navigating personal challenges while learning to rely on one another. You have the brave knight who fears for his comrades' safety, the clever mage who provides wisdom in dark times, and the spirited rogue whose humor lightens the mood. It's all about that blend of personalities and how they work together to achieve a common goal. If you're a fan of epic battles and strong friendships much like those depicted in Harry Potter, I highly recommend giving the Battle of Lodosas a read. It's a thrilling adventure that not only entertains us but also highlights the importance of unity and camaraderie in the face of adversity. What do you think? Have you read it or something similar? Let's discuss. Reading experiences, you say? That reminds me of the magic of diving into a good book. There's something truly special about getting lost in a story, isn't there? Like when you crack open a book, and the world around you fades away, transporting you to a different time and place. I remember reading Anne of Green Gables for the first time. I was completely enchanted by Anne's imaginative adventures and the beautiful landscapes of Avonlea. Each page was filled with emotions, laughter, and sometimes even tears, connecting me with the characters in such a profound way. Plus, the feel of the pages and the smell of the book create this cozy atmosphere that enhances the experience. How about you? Do you have a memorable reading experience that stands out? I would love to hear all about it. Hello. Yes, I've read the book by Toni Morrison, and it's an incredibly powerful and haunting novel. It explores the devastating impact of slavery on individuals and families, told through the story of Seti, a formerly enslaved woman. The way Morrison weaves together themes of memory, trauma, and maternal love is profound and moving. Seti's experiences and her relentless desire to protect her children from the horror she endured create an emotional depth that resonates deeply with readers. The character of Bella, representing both the past and the pain of lost loved ones, adds complexity to the narrative. Morrison's lyrical writing style and the surreal elements in the story make it a unique reading experience, encouraging us to confront uncomfortable truths about history and the lingering effects of trauma. It's definitely a book that lingers in your mind long after you finish reading. What are your thoughts on Beloved? I'd love to hear your perspective. Thinking about Beloved makes me reflect on other powerful stories that deal with trauma and healing. For instance, have you read The Color Purple by Alice Walker? It also delves into the struggles of women and the importance of finding strength in each other. The way both Morrison and Walker highlight resilience and sisterhood is so inspiring. What do you think about these themes in literature? Speaking of the strength and bonds of women, I think it's incredible how literature often highlights these themes in such powerful ways. Women's strength is not just depicted in terms of individual courage, but also in the deep connections and solidarity that develop between them. Take, for example, books like The Color Purple or Little Women, where we see characters overcoming tremendous obstacles, often relying on their friendships and family ties to empower one another. In The Color Purple, Sally and Chuck's relationship blossoms into a profound friendship that allows both women to find their voices and assert their identities. Hello. The true identity of Beloved in Toni Morrison's novel is a topic of much debate and interpretation. Many readers see her as the embodiment of Seth's traumatic past and the haunting legacy of slavery. Beloved represents the pain, loss, and guilt that Seti carries, as she is a physical manifestation of her deceased daughter, who died tragically in an attempt to escape the horrors of enslavement. Additionally, Beloved can be viewed as a representation of all the lives lost and the collective trauma experienced by African Americans due to the legacy of slavery. Her presence forces Seti to confront her memories and the impact of her choices. This complex interplay between personal trauma and collective history adds layers to the narrative, making Beloved a powerful and poignant symbol. Ultimately, there isn't a singular answer to her identity, which is what makes Morrison's work so rich and thought-provoking. What are your thoughts on Beloved? Do you have a particular interpretation? I'd love to hear your insights. Speaking of Beloved and its exploration of trauma, it reminds me of how other books tackle similar themes. For instance, have you read The Kind Runner by Howard Hosseini? It also delves into the past, guilt, and redemption, showing how personal history can shape our identities. Both novels powerfully illustrate how confronting our past can lead to healing and understanding. What do you think about these narratives of recovery? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Speaking of books about trauma and recovery, one that immediately comes to mind is The Body Keeps the Score by B.S. K. This book offers a profound exploration of how trauma affects not only our mental health, but also our physical well-being. K discusses the impact of traumatic experiences on the brain and body, emphasizing that trauma is not just a psychological issue but a holistic one. What I find fascinating is how he illustrates various treatment approaches, from traditional therapy to innovative techniques like yoga and meditations. These methods aren't just about discussing the trauma, they're about reconnecting with the body and finding new ways to heal. It's a powerful reminder that recovery is possible, and that there is no one size-fits-all solution. Each person's journey is unique, which makes this book incredibly relatable. Additionally, books like The Healing of America by Drive, James Hillman highlight the social factors contributing to trauma and recovery. one emphasizes the importance of community support and accessible healthcare in the healing process, which ties into the broader conversation about societal responsibilities in addressing mental health. Hello. You're absolutely right. Humanity does carry many dark legacies, such as slavery and the Holocaust, that need to be remembered and understood. These events are not just historical facts. They have shaped cultures, societies, and individual identities. Books like Beloved by Toni Morrison and The Book Thief by Marika Susak powerfully confront these legacies, reminding us of the personal stories behind the statistics. They explore the depths of human suffering, but also highlight resilience and the importance of empathy. Remembering these dark moments in history helps us to recognize the patterns that can lead to injustice today. It's essential for us to educate ourselves and future generations, ensuring that we learn from past mistakes to create a more compassionate world. What are some books or resources you found impactful in addressing these themes? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Speaking of dark legacies, it makes me think of how art and literature can serve as powerful tools for healing and remembrance. For instance, have you encountered novels like The Nightingale by Christine Hanna? It beautifully captures the resilience of women during World War II and reminds us of the importance of courage in the face of darkness. These stories inspire us to reflect on history while fostering empathy. What are some of your favorite books that tackle similar themes? I would love to hear your recommendations. Speaking of women's resilience in the context of war, one particularly powerful example is illustrated in novels like The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. This story highlights the extraordinary strength of two sisters in Nazi-occupied France, showcasing how women played crucial roles in resistance movements while facing unimaginable hardships. Their journeys exemplify not only survival but also the courage to fight back, protect loved ones, and maintain their identities amidst chaos. Historically, women's resilience during wartime has often gone unnoticed, yet their contributions have been vital. For instance, during World War II, women stepped into roles traditionally held by men, working in factories, serving as nurses, and even taking on combat positions in some cases. This shift not only challenged societal norms but also empowered women to challenge their own limitations. Furthermore, the psychological resilience women exhibit during these times is remarkable. They often have to navigate not only the external turmoil of war but also the internal struggles of loss, fear, and trauma. Literature exploring these themes, such as A Piece of the World by Christina Baker Klein, offers insights into how women cope with the aftermath of war, conveying messages of hope and recovery. Hello. Yes, there are several powerful books that delve into other dark legacies of humanity. One notable example is The Kite Runner by Howard Hossein, which explores the impact of war and political turmoil in Afghanistan, as well as themes of betrayal, redemption, and the lasting effects of trauma. Another significant work is A Thousand Splendid Suns, which highlights the struggles and resilience of women under oppressive regimes in Afghanistan, emphasizing the harsh realities many have faced due to ongoing conflict. Additionally, Night by Elie Wiesel provides a poignant account of the Holocaust, but it also sheds light on the broader aspects of human suffering and the consequences of indifference during times of atrocity. Lastly, The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood presents a dystopian society where women face extreme oppression, drawing parallels to numerous historical and contemporary issues regarding women's rights and autonomy. These books not only address dark legacies but also emphasize the importance of awareness, empathy, and the need for change. What are some of your favorite books that tackle these themes? I'd love to hear your opinions. Speaking of dark legacies, it's fascinating to see how different cultures address these themes in literature. For instance, the novel The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak presents a unique perspective on Lily, narrated by death itself. It highlights the beauty of words amidst tragedy, showcasing how storytelling can provide solace. It's a beautiful reminder of the power of language to heal and connect. What are some other books that have resonated with you regarding these heavy themes? I'd love to know. Speaking of novels that tackle heavy themes, one book that stands out is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. This post-apocalyptic tale follows a father and his son as they struggle to survive in a world devastated by an unspecified catastrophe. The novel brilliantly explores themes of love, survival, and the bond between parent and child in the face of despair. McCarthy's sparse, haunting prose emphasizes the bleakness of their environment while highlighting the indomitable human spirit that drives them forward. Another powerful example is A Thousand Splendid Suns by Helen Hosseini, which delves deep into the lives of two women in Afghanistan over several decades. The story unfolds against a backdrop of war, oppression, and loss, yet ultimately showcases the resilience and strength of its characters. Through Mariam and Layla's journey, Hosseini illustrates the impact of societal norms and the fight for autonomy, making the book both heart-wrenching and inspiring. Books like these force us to confront uncomfortable truths, shedding light on issues such as war, poverty, and the human condition. They challenge readers to reflect on their own lives and the world around them. The beauty of literature lies in its ability to evoke empathy, prompting discussions about important social issues. Additionally, The Nightingale by Kristin Hanna brings to life the experiences of women during World War II, emphasizing their strength amid adversity. It challenges the traditional narrative of war by focusing on the often overlooked roles women played in resistance movements and survival. These novels not only leave a lasting impact, but also encourage us to engage in deeper conversations about the themes they explore. What are some other heavy-themed books that have resonated with you? I'd love to hear your favorites and how they touched you. Speaking of war novels from a female perspective, one striking example is The Nightingale by Kristin Hanna. This powerful story follows two sisters, Diane and Isabel, in Nazi-occupied France. Each sister's journey showcases the different ways women can resist and survive during wartime. Diane grapples with the complexities of protecting her family while Isabel joins the French resistance, highlighting the courage of women in the face of oppression. Another remarkable novel is A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway, which, while primarily focused on the male protagonist, features the poignant love story of Catherine Barclay. Her experiences provide a unique insight into the emotional toll of war on women. These stories remind us that women's voices and experiences during conflict are vital to understanding the complete narrative of war. What are some other novels you've read that capture this perspective? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Continuing with the theme of powerful narratives, let's dive into one of my favorite reads, The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. This novel is a breathtaking exploration of women's resilience during World War in Nazi-occupied France. It centers around the lives of two sisters, Diane and Isabel, whose paths diverge as they navigate the horrors of war in their own unique ways. Diane, the elder sister, is portrayed as a more cautious character. Her focus is on protecting her family as the war unfolds, as she faces the daunting challenges of occupation, including the rationing of food and the constant threat to her loved ones. On the other hand, Isabel embodies the spirit of resistance and rebellion. She joins the French resistance, risking her life to fight against tyranny and help those in need. This duality in their characters provides a deep insight into how different people respond to overwhelming adversity. Through Hanna's vivid storytelling, the reader is transported into their world, feeling the weight of their struggles and the immense sacrifices they make. The author brilliantly captures the emotional turmoil and fear experienced during this tumultuous time, while also celebrating the strength and bravery of women. This theme is particularly poignant as it highlights the often overlooked contributions of women in wartime. What I find most compelling about The Nightingale is the way it illustrates that resilience can manifest in various forms, whether it's fighting against oppression or simply working to keep a family safe. This novel is not just a story of war, but also a profound exploration of love, sacrifice, and the indomitable spirit of women. If you haven't picked it up yet, I highly recommend it. Have any of you read it? Let me know your thoughts. Speaking of women's strength, it's truly remarkable how resilient women can be in the face of challenges. From historical figures like Malala Yousafzai, who fought for girls' education despite facing immense danger, to everyday heroes in our communities, women continuously display unwavering courage and determination. Literature, too, showcases this strength. Novels like The Nightingale highlight the extraordinary sacrifices women make for their families and society during times of crisis. Women often carry emotional burdens while simultaneously being catalysts for change, showcasing that strength isn't just about physical ability but also about emotional resilience and compassion. What are some examples of women's strength that have inspired you? I'd love to hear your stories. Continuing with our discussion about women's strength, let's talk about a fascinating book I recently enjoyed, Japanese Women's Winning Strategy by Kazuhiro Sato. This book dives into the unique experiences and challenges that women face in Japan, examining how cultural expectations have shaped their roles in society. It explores the interplay between tradition and modernity, highlighting how women navigate their identities in a rapidly changing world. author presents compelling stories of women who have broken barriers, from those in corporate leadership roles to those advocating for gender equality. One of the most inspiring aspects is how the author showcases the power of collaboration among women. He argues that many women achieve success not just through individual effort, but by lifting each other up and creating supportive networks. This resonates with our earlier conversation about the strength of women during difficult times, whether in war or in everyday adversity. As I read through these accounts, I felt a profound sense of admiration for these women's resilience and their quests for empowerment. The book serves as a reminder that women's strength often shines through kindness, community, and support, emphasizing that we can achieve more together than alone. If you're interested in stories of empowerment and resilience, I highly recommend giving Japanese women's winning strategy a try. What do you all think about the themes of empowerment in literature? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Speaking of women's empowerment, it's such an essential topic that deserves our attention. Empowerment means more than just cleaning up a joke. It's about breaking down barriers, challenging stereotypes, and finding one's voice. Women's empowerment encompasses fields like education, leadership, and activism, encouraging women to take charge of their lives. For example, movements around the world have sparked conversations about equality and have inspired countless women to stand up for their rights. Literature also plays a powerful role in this movement. Books featuring strong female characters motivate readers to strive for their own ambitions. I truly believe that when women support each other, incredible things happen. What are some ways you've seen women empowering one another in your life or community? I'd love to hear your stories. Continuing from our discussion about women's empowerment, I'd like to share my thoughts on a book that really captures this theme beautifully, The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. This novel is set during World War II and follows the lives of two sisters, Diane and Isabel, living in Nazi-occupied France. What I find so powerful about this story is how it explores the different ways women can demonstrate strength and resilience. Diane, the older sister, chooses to protect her family and adapt to the dangerous circumstances, while Isabel takes a bold stand against the oppression and joins the French resistance. Their contrasting paths really illustrate that empowerment can take many forms, whether it's through quiet determination or fierce rebellion. The way Hannah writes about their struggles and sacrifices is incredibly moving. You can feel the weight of the war and the personal battles they face. Diane shows her strength in nurturing her family amidst chaos, while Isabel's bravery embodies the spirit of resistance. Throughout the book, the themes of love, sacrifice, and sisterhood shine brightly, reminding us that women can be powerful in different, yet equally important ways. This novel not only showcases the horrors of war but also highlights the remarkable capabilities of women when they are pushed to their limits. If you haven't read The Nightingale yet, I highly recommend it as a profound exploration of women's strength during challenging times. What do you think about the portrayal of women in literature? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Speaking of depictions of women in literature, it's fascinating to see how these portrayals have evolved over time. In the past, female characters were often relegated to supporting roles or defined solely by their relationships with men. However, contemporary literature is changing that narrative. Today, we see strong, complex women at the forefront, like in The Nightingale, where characters like Vian and Isabel fight for their beliefs and showcase their resilience. Such representations empower readers by showing that women can be multifaceted, with their own dreams and ambitions. It's essential for literature to reflect the diverse experiences of women, inspiring future generations to embrace their strengths and pursue their passions. What are some female characters in literature that have resonated with you? I'd love to hear your favorites. Continuing from our conversation about the portrayal of women in literature, I'm excited to share my thoughts on a fascinating short story from Greg Egan's collection Oceanic. One standout piece is The Waiting Stars. This story delves into themes of identity, memory, and the concept of what it means to be human, while also highlighting female characters in intriguing ways. The narrative follows a woman who is part of a society that explores time and space in unique ways. As she navigates her existence, the story beautifully portrays her inner conflicts, ambitions, and desires. It's refreshing to see a female protagonist whose journey is driven by her own choices and intellect, rather than being defined by romantic interests. This is a fantastic example of modern literature giving women agency, showcasing their strength through self-discovery and determination. Egan's writing style is a must. He creates a captivating world filled with advanced technology and philosophical questions. The protagonist's struggles with her identity and place in a rapidly changing environment resonate deeply, especially in today's world where many women are carving out their own paths in male-dominated spaces. The story encourages readers to reflect on their understanding of identity and the essence of being human, making it a rich read that goes beyond just a sci-fi narrative. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this story or any other works of literature that you feel empower female voices. Speaking of women's power, it's such an incredible force that shapes our world. Women have shown immense strength throughout history, whether it's in the arts, sciences, or social movements. For instance, think about powerful figures like Malala Yousafzai, who advocates for education, or Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who fought tirelessly for gender equality. Their stories inspire countless women to believe in their potential and take charge of their lives. Women's power is not just about individual achievement. It's also about uplifting one another through support and collaboration. This collective strength creates a ripple effect, leading to societal change and greater representation. What are some examples of women's power that have inspired you? I'd love to hear your thoughts and stories. Continuing from our discussion on women's power, I want to dive into a phenomenal book that showcases this theme, The Nightingale by Kristin Hanna. This novel profoundly illustrates the strength of women during one of the darkest times in history, World War II. The story follows two sisters, Fayan and Isabel, navigating the complexities of Nazi-occupied France. Fayan, the older sister, is initially focused on protecting her family and maintaining a sense of normalcy despite the chaos surrounding her. Her journey encapsulates resilience and the sacrifices women make for their loved ones. On the other hand, Isabel is fiercely independent and rebellious, joining the French resistance to fight against oppression. Her bravery and willingness to challenge authority show an incredible display of empowerment. What I love about The Nightingale is how it highlights that there isn't just one way to be strong. Both sisters exhibit strength in their choices and situations, empowering readers to embrace their unique paths. Hannah's vivid writing brings their struggles and triumphs to life, making the reader feel the weight of their decisions. Through their stories, we see how women can wield power not just through grand gestures, but in everyday actions, choices, and sacrifices. The Nightingale reminds us of the incredible capacity for courage and resilience women possess, even in the face of unimaginable adversity. So, if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend diving into this impactful story. What are your thoughts on how literature represents women's strength? Let's discuss. In literature, when we talk about women's strength, we often discover captivating characters who defy societal expectations and overcome incredible challenges. For instance, strong female protagonists like Jane Eyre and Katniss Everdeen showcase resilience, determination, and the desire for independence. They teach us that strength isn't just about physical power, it's about emotional courage and the ability to stand up for oneself and others. Moreover, contemporary authors are now creating diverse representations of women, reviewing their complexities and struggles in various contexts. This evolution allows readers to connect deeply with these characters, reminding us that every woman's journey is unique and significant. So, who are some female characters that you find inspiring in literature? Let's share our favorites. Continuing from our discussion on the strength of women in literature, I want to dive into a thought-provoking book that perfectly encapsulates this theme, The Dark Side of Internet Advertising. This book, published by IGIE, sheds light on the intricate and often hidden mechanics of online advertising, and surprisingly, it connects to the broader narrative of power and agency in today's digital age. In this book, the authors investigate how companies use artificial intelligence to target users with advertisements. While this may seem like a technological marvel, the narrative reveals a darker side, how the system can be manipulated by malicious entities. For instance, we learn that some websites purposefully display ads in ways that ensure they generate revenue, even without genuine engagement from users. What struck me most is how this phenomenon reflects broader societal issues, including how women are often portrayed and treated within the media. As the book unpacks these themes, it reminds us that women too must navigate this complex landscape where their online presence can be commodified or exploited. In a world where digital representation matters immensely, understanding these dynamics is crucial. The stories of women in literature can empower us to recognize our agency and fight against exploitation. So, if you're interested in both technology and social issues, I highly recommend exploring the dark side of internet advertising. It's a powerful wake-up call that connects to our ongoing discussion about women's strength and empowerment in all aspects of life. What do you think about the influence of digital media on women's representation? Let's discuss. Speaking of representations of women in digital media, it's such a crucial topic. Nowadays, women are portrayed in a variety of ways, from empowering role models to unrealistic stereotypes. While some online platforms showcase strong female voices and diverse stories, others can perpetuate harmful norms and objectification. For example, social media can sometimes create a pressure to conform to certain beauty standards, affecting self-esteem and body image. However, there's also a growing movement of women using these platforms to challenge these narratives, share their authentic stories, and advocate for change. This duality highlights the power of digital media. It can either uplift or undermine. How do you think we can promote more positive representations of women online? Let's share our ideas. Continuing from our discussion about the representations of women in digital media, I want to talk about a fascinating book that touches on themes of power and resilience, The Three-Body Problem by Liu Cixin. This novel is a remarkable blend of hard science fiction and deep philosophical questions that explores humanity's place in the universe. In The Three-Body Problem, we meet various female characters who are incredibly strong and influential, particularly during times of crisis. The story kicks off during China's Cultural Revolution and dives deep into complex scientific concepts. What's really intriguing is how these female characters navigate a male-dominated world while contributing significantly to the narrative. They face immense challenges, yet their intelligence and determination shine through. One character, Yuanji, is especially compelling. She experiences immense personal loss but transforms that pain into a powerful drive to change the world. Her struggles illuminate themes of sacrifice, resilience, and the complexity of human nature. The book not only takes us through a thrilling plot, but also raises questions about our future and the ethics of contact with extraterrestrial life. The way Liu Cixin portrays these women amidst scientific challenges resonates with our ongoing discussion about capturing female strength in various contexts, including literature and digital narratives. The Three-Body Problem succeeds in showcasing that strength in a multifaceted manner, blending it with broader societal and existential questions. So, if you're interested in a thought-provoking read that encourages exploration of women's roles in science fiction while tackling grand themes, definitely check out The Three-Body Problem. I promise you won't regret it. What do you think about the portrayals of women in science fiction? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Speaking of women's roles, it's such a fascinating and evolving topic. Women's roles have changed dramatically over the years across various fields, be it in the workplace, at home, or in media. Traditionally, many societies confine women to specific roles, often limiting their opportunities. However, today we see women breaking barriers in science, politics, arts, and sports, showcasing their incredible talents and abilities. It's inspiring to witness women taking leadership positions and advocating for their rights and the rights of others. Moreover, representation in media plays a crucial role in shaping societal perception. Diverse and strong female characters can empower younger generations. However, we still have a long way to go. The conversation about equality and the importance of women's voices remains vital. What are your thoughts on the changing roles of women in society today? Let's chat! Continuing from our discussion about women's roles, I want to highlight an exceptional book that dives deep into complex themes surrounding human relationships and emotions, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Jane Eyre is a classic tale that showcases the journey of a young orphan girl who grows into a strong, independent woman, facing numerous challenges along the way. What I love about Jane is her unyielding spirit. She refuses to be defined by her circumstances or the expectations placed upon her by society. Throughout the novel, we see her navigating a male-dominated world, asserting her worth, and seeking love based on equality rather than submission. The character of Jane perfectly embodies the idea of embracing one's identity and fighting for personal agency, especially in an era when women had limited rights and freedoms. Her relationship with Mr. Rochester is also compelling. It's a complex dynamic where both characters have to confront their flaws and societal pressures. Jane's journey teaches us that strength is not just about outward defiance but also about knowing who you are and staying true to your values. In these discussions about women's roles, Jane Eyre remains a powerful reminder of how far we've come and the work that still needs to be done. If you haven't read it yet, I highly encourage you to dive into Jane Eyre. It has so many layers to explore, especially when thinking about the representation of women in literature. What are your favorite aspects of Jane's character or story? Let's chat! Speaking of the representation of female characters in literature, it's such a vital topic. Women's representation has evolved significantly over time. In the past, female characters were often relegated to secondary roles, depicted as mere love interests or caregivers. However, today we see an array of dynamic female characters who are complex, multifaceted, and often lead their own narratives. These characters challenge stereotypes, embody strength, and navigate their own stories, reflecting the diverse experiences of women in real life. Books featuring empowered female voices inspire readers of all ages and contribute to a broader understanding of gender equality. It's essential that literature continues to showcase varied female perspectives to encourage future generations. What are some of your favorite strong female characters in literature? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Continuing from our lively chat about the representation of female characters in literature, I'd love to talk about a classic that beautifully illustrates these themes, The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. This short story is a powerful exploration of mental health, gender roles, and the struggles of women in the 19th century. The narrator, a woman suffering from postpartum depression, is confined by her husband to a room where she becomes obsessed with the yellow wallpaper. As her obsession grows, she begins to unravel the layers of her own psyche, ultimately discovering her own identity and agency. What's remarkable about this story is how it reflects the oppressive societal norms that restrict women's freedom and self-expression. The wallpaper itself becomes a symbol of her confinement and the societal expectations placed upon her. I find it fascinating that Kyomon's work resonates so strongly today as we still witness struggles surrounding mental health and gender inequality. It serves as a reminder of the importance of understanding women's experiences and voices in literature. If you haven't read The Yellow Wallpaper, I highly encourage you to pick it up. It's a short read, but its impact is profound. What do you think about the themes presented in the story? Let's dive into the discussion. Speaking of women's experiences and voices, it's such an important aspect of literature and society. Women's voices have historically been silenced or marginalized, but today we see a powerful surge of narratives coming to the forefront. These stories illuminate the diverse experiences of women, showcasing their struggles, triumphs, and perspectives that have long been overlooked. From memoirs to fiction, women authors are breaking barriers and sharing their truths. This representation not only enriches our understanding of the world, but also empowers women everywhere to share their own stories. It's essential for us to celebrate and uplift these voices, as they contribute to a more inclusive narrative. What are some women's experiences in literature that have resonated with you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Continuing our engaging discussion about women's experiences and voices, I want to dive into a remarkable book that embodies these themes, the Sowano Sisham, or The Life of Eshoa, which focuses on the incredible story of Maruyama. This book tells the life of a prodigy in the world of shogi, showcasing not just his brilliance in the guild but also the struggles he faced throughout his short life due to a debilitating illness. What's particularly fascinating about this book is that it goes beyond just show. It delves into the broader human experience. Maruyama's story is a tenacious reminder of the strength that lies within individuals forced to confront adversity. His determination and passion for shogi reflect not only his personal battles but also how individuals can transcend their limitations. The narrative explores themes of mortality and the pursuit of dreams despite overwhelming odds, which resonates deeply with the challenges faced by many, especially in the context of women's empowerment. Maruyama's legacy and the compassion he showed towards others, even amidst his struggles, are powerful elements that remind us of the need for empathy in society. Furthermore, this story encourages readers to reflect on their own experiences and voices in the face of challenges, whether in their personal or professional lives. I highly recommend Sowano Sisham for its inspirational message and profound insights into the human spirit. What do you think of the way personal stories can inspire and empower us? Let's discuss. Speaking of personal stories, they hold immense power. Every individual has a unique journey filled with challenges, triumphs, and lessons learned. These narratives not only give us insight into different perspectives but also foster connection and empathy among us. When we share our experiences, we create a tapestry of human emotions and struggles that resonate across cultures and backgrounds. Personal stories can inspire us, motivate us to act, or even provide comfort during tough times. They remind us that we are not alone in our struggles and that every voice matters. So, what personal stories have inspired you? I'd love to hear about them and explore how they've influenced your life. Continuing our discussion about personal stories, I'd like to talk about a fascinating book from the realm of science fiction that truly embodies unique narratives, Chronoshock by Greg Egan. In this novel, we dive into a world where time travel is possible, but it comes with intricate challenges and moral dilemmas. The protagonist navigates not only the mechanics of time travel, but also the profound impacts it has on personal relationships and societal constructs. What's particularly gripping about Chronoshock is how it weaves together complex themes of identity, choice, and consequence. As characters journey through different timelines, we see their personal stories unfold, revealing their fears, hopes, and struggles. It makes us reflect on our own choices and the ripple effects they can have on our lives and the lives of others. This fits perfectly with what we were discussing earlier about the power of personal story. Egan's narrative emphasizes that every decision counts and shapes who we are. Moreover, Egan's storytelling is not just about the thrill of time travel. It delves deep into the emotions and ethical questions surrounding it. It challenges readers to consider the implications of their actions and how the past, present, and future intertwine. Chronoshock is an adventure that truly engages the mind and heart, making it a compelling read for everyone interested in the complexities of human experience and the science behind time. I highly recommend diving into this book if you're looking for an engaging and thought-provoking journey. What do you think about how science fiction explores human experiences? Let's keep this conversation going. Speaking of science fiction, it's such an incredible genre that allows us to explore the boundaries of imagination. Sci-fi often delves into futuristic technology, space exploration, and alternate realities. It gives us a platform to question our current society and envision possibilities for the future. What I love most about science fiction is how it tackles complex themes such as ethics, identity, and the human experience, while still being entertaining. It lets us ponder what-if scenarios that can be both thrilling and thought-provoking. from classics like Isaac Asimov's works to modern storytellers like Ben Kai Jemison. There's so much rich content to explore. What are some of your favorite sci-fi stories? I'd love to hear your thoughts and recommendations. Continuing from our chat about science fiction, I want to dive into an amazing book that beautifully encapsulates the generous potential, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This novel doesn't just blow your mind with futuristic tech, it wonderfully explores the intricacies of relationships and identity across different species and cultures in a diverse universe. The story follows the crew of the Wayfarers, a spaceship tasked with tunneling wormholes to connect distant planets. Each character is uniquely crafted, allowing readers to engage with their backgrounds and personal stories deeply. For instance, there's Rosemary, who's escaping her past, and the ship's engineer, Kaiji, whose enthusiasm for technology is infectious. Their interactions not only provide moments of humor, but also highlight the importance of understanding and empathy in a multicultural environment. What I find particularly fascinating about The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet is how it balances adventure with poignant moments of character development. This exploration reminds me of our previous discussions about personal stories. Every character's journey resonates with the experiences we share as humans, regardless of the setting. The book raises essential questions about acceptance, belonging, and finding one's place in the world, much like many personal narratives do. If you love character-driven stories that also make you think about what it means to be part of a community, I can't recommend this book enough. What are your thoughts on character development in science fiction? Let's keep this conversation going. Speaking of character development, it's such a crucial aspect of storytelling, especially in science fiction. Characters are the heart and soul of any narrative, and their growth throughout the story can create a powerful emotional connection with readers. Great character development allows us to see their struggles, victories, and transformations, making them relatable and memorable. In sci-fi, where we're often introduced to alien worlds and situations, well-crafted characters help ground the story, allowing us to explore complex themes and ideas through their experiences. For instance, how a character reacts to new technologies or encounters with different cultures can shed light on what it means to be human. What are some characters that have greatly impacted you in a story? I'd love to hear your thoughts. continuing our discussion about character development, I want to highlight a remarkable book that truly showcases this aspect, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. The characters in this novel are incredibly complex and deeply flawed, which makes their journeys all the more captivating. At the center of the story is Heathcliff, a brooding and passionate figure whose tumultuous relationship with Catherine Earnshaw drives the plot. Their intense love story is beautifully portrayed, but it's also marked by jealousy, revenge, and a longing for redemption. What I find fascinating about Wuthering Heights is how Bronte develops her characters through their emotions and motivations. Heathcliff's transformation from a mistreated orphan to a vengeful man creates a haunting portrait of obsession and despair. Meanwhile, Catherine's struggles between love and societal expectations add layers to her character, making her decisions both relatable and tragic. The narrative structure also plays a key role in the character development, as we see the characters' actions and consequences unfold through the eyes of different narrators. This unique approach offers multiple perspectives, allowing readers to delve deeper into the characters' psyches. Wuthering Heights ultimately reminds us of the power of love, how it can elevate us, but also destroy us. It's a timeless exploration of human emotion and the complexities of relationships, leaving a lasting impact on anyone who reads it. If you haven't experienced it yet, I highly recommend giving it a try. What are your thoughts on the characters in Wuthering Heights? I'd love to hear your insights.